And welcome. This is Fo Sung Elizabeth Cookye, CEO and Mistress Secretary of Goddesses Incorporated, and the ultimate anime goddess mascot covering all things with women of the Bisoujo Senshi universe, women of fighting video games, and women of anime. So, now that I'm in my own place, I'm starting to create more frequent episodes again. And so I'm looking to release an episode once a week or once every 2 weeks. As from now on, I'm trying to give the world quality episodes and quality commentary on my anime, my video gaming, and life lessons learned in reality. So of course right now I'm actually making a sandwich. And I was thinking about my next episode, and I was like, you know what, I need to get this off my chest right now, because while the ideas are still fresh inside of my mind, I believe I have the right words and the right context on how I want to express what I'm feeling. So this brings me to my next ep, and the name of this ep will fall under the series of Life Lessons Learned in Reality, and the name of this ep is Learning How to Deal and Understand Haters. Now you see, we have all types of jealousy in this world, all types of arrogance, and all types of obnoxious and people, and I wanted to share with the world that there's what you called smart arrogance, and then there's what you call negative arrogance. Or let me rephrase it. There's positive arrogance, and then there's negative arrogance. Just like there is positive hate, and then there's negative hate, and then there's positive jealousy, and then there's negative jealousy. So I know you're probably asking me right now, well, what does that mean, and how can there be a positive of a negative? Well, get this. All of us dream and wish various goals and ambitions that we have in our subconscious, and would like to work towards making that happen right now in reality. Good example. I would love to work towards becoming financially free. And the more I see other people that are there, or seem to be there, I tend to be jealous. Now, the positive jealousy would be, why can't I ask them how did they get there? Learn from how they got there, learn from their steps, and use their map as a way to help me get to where I need to go. Negative jealousy would be doing anything and everything to knock them off of their path of creativity so that I can feel better about myself, which is what most people do. Although I have two jobs, one of the jobs that I do is I work as a CNA at night. And I work with the disabled people born with retardation and autism and cerebral palsy, and I deal with a crew of people that would be considered your average haters. But instead of them hating on me in a way that they can ask me, how do I do what I do, they would rather create torrent waves of bullshit and nonsense and ranting and raving, rather than just try and be my friend, or rather just learn from how I do what I do, and perhaps it can help them. I learned that a lot of people don't know how to go about what they're doing, and don't know how to pursue their ambitions without having to feel low about themselves for asking for help. And that's why I come to say this. Never be afraid to ask for help, because that's how we learn. That's exactly how we learn. You know, we are all independent upon each other, and the more we continue to feel that we know all the answers, the more we tend to realize that we really don't know anything at all. A smart and wise person once said this, and this goes back into Confucius: he or she who knows all truly knows nothing at all. So try to humble yourself and ask someone who appears to be in a position that you want to be in, how did they get to where they get to? And then you'd be surprised, that person will most likely share with you their secrets. It's just that simple. And then really listen with an open ear. Take in what they have to say and use what they have to say as a blueprint to help you get to your path. Doesn't mean that you have to be a hater, and it doesn't mean that y'all in competition, because most likely you will put a spin on what you're going to do most different than what they put a spin on. Doesn't mean that y'all have to be in cahoots, and it doesn't mean that y'all have to be in like this negative competition. You can actually learn from one another. Doesn't mean that you and that other person can't win together. No one has to be a loser. And so when it comes down to haters, learn how to understand who they are and why they become what they become. because they're insecure about who they are. That's all that is. And if you're a hater out there, I just want to say, learn to humble yourself and learn to ask questions. That's the only way that we learn from one another. Ask questions, and don't be afraid to actually say to someone, I really don't know. Because actually we all don't know everything. I do that all the time, and I'll be the first person to let the world know that when I don't know something, I'll be more than happy to ask, what is it and how do I get there? Because more chances out of one, I'll actually open my ear, listen to you, and actually use that as a way to get to where I need to go. Because most likely where I'm going, we most likely will not end up in the same place. So that doesn't mean anybody has to knock anyone down just to say who's stronger than who, mentally or physically, or whatever the case may be. So use that as a method for those out there. Learn how to understand how people hate, and if you're a hater yourself, learn how to change your ways of thinking. Learn from one another. Ask questions. And remember, there's positive arrogance, there's negative arrogance, there's positive jealousy and negative jealousy. And we're all human. We all act jealous at times. We all feel insecure. Learn how to turn those negative feelings into the positive energy, and learn how to use those energies to help better ourselves, help the world, and help the people that could truly use our knowledge and our wisdom. Say Cookie!